this video, I'll give you my sewing tips, and I'll start with some things that you might not realize when you just start sewing, and then I'll go over some essential sewing tools. Choosing a project, finding the pattern, choosing fabrics, matching fabrics, cutting the different pieces, marking the fabric pieces, ironing your fabric. Good preparation is half the work, believe me. And always take your time. Enjoy the whole process. Don't rush to have the finished project in your hands. This will avoid a lot of errors, seam ripping, and frustrations. You will not become a pro at sewing in a day. There is so much to learn. The possibilities still seem endless to me. So start slowly and build gradually. If you have to rip a whole seam out, take a glass of wine, put some nice music on, and accept that it's all a part of the process. Different fabrics can respond very differently to marking tools and to stitches, needles, thread. So always test on scraps before you ruin your expensive fabric. And when you are stuck, please reach out to the enormous sewing community there is online, on Facebook, on Instagram. There are plenty of groups and with a lot of people that love to help you out. So maybe you can check out the Madame Sew sewing groups on Facebook. They are huge and the people there are just lovely. And the same goes for sewing inspiration. You can find so many free tutorials and patterns online, on YouTube, on Pinterest, really. And if you don't know where to start, go to the Madame Sew sewing blog or to our Pinterest page, which is also a great way to start your search for new projects. Besides a sewing machine and an iron, which is very important by the way, you will need these 11 tools to get started. Fabric scissors, seam rippers, pins and a pin cushion, sewing clips, measuring tape, temporary fabric markers, some spare bobbins, sewing thread in different colors, a hand needle, and some spare sewing machine needles. And if you want to know more about the tools, then I suggest you check out the blog post that comes with this video, because I explain them more and I added some extra tools that are interesting depending on what you will make. So for example, the Vice Tape Maker Kit, when to use a rotary cutter, the piping foot and overcast foot if you don't have a serger. So the blog post you can find on madamesew.com as well.